Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, for your Friday Into the Void, it's going to be a game between Q, Rashi, and Hanaru and Big Smokes. It's going to be a 2v2 here on Dusty Gorge. Top left-hand corner is the red Terran player. It is Hanaru. And in the bottom leftish is his teammate. It's going to be the blue Zerg player, Big Smokes. Going to call them Team Captain America. And on the right side, we have Team Joker. It is the purple Terran player, Rashi. And his teammate, the teal Protoss player, it is Q. All right, man. So all races represented here. We've got Protoss, we've got Terran, we've got Zerg in the mix. So very excited to see what we've got going here today. APM check. Whoops, wrong button. APM check for these players. Nobody is over 40. So that's a good sign. This is going to be a lobby style game. Again, if you'd like me to cast your lobby game, silver or bronze or gold, actually, send it to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. I'll send it to my screeners. They'll take a look. The most entertaining ones and the ones with the most to learn from will be chosen and probably will be cast. Alrighty then. Hanaru is going to go Mass Bio. Hanaru? Anyway, walling off against a Ling run by. That is very smart. Your Protoss partner is not walling off, which is not very smart. In 2v2s, which are generally pretty darn cheesy, you really want to wall off if you're Protoss or Terran. Hydra, Viper, Muta. Holy smokes! That sounds a little advanced for Into the Void. Hydra, Viper, Muta. So like Blinding Cloud and Abducts and stuff? Boy, Viper play. If we see good Viper play here, I'm going to call Smurf. I'm going to say this is maybe not the level people claim it is, although he's one-pacing it here, so he has big plans. He does. Big Smokes does, but he's got double gas, which he's not saturating yet. He is expanding. Okay, finally taking expansion at the 2-minute mark, which is late. Again, not saturating that second gas. Just if you're going to take a second gas, saturate it. If you need it for something, right? If you're going Roach Rush, absolutely do this. But if you're not making Roaches and Ravagers, you're not going for a crazy fast Muta play or something like that, don't take a second gas. Honestly, don't even take a gas this early. Maybe going for a quick lair. Sure, one gas is fine, but it's kind of driving me nuts. Also, a Spore at 2 minutes is too early. It's way, way too early. If you're worried about Oracles, a 4-minute Spore is going to be fine. A Banshee Rush could maybe get there at like 3:30 or 3:45, maybe a little bit later, but 4 minutes, like it's rare in a 2v2 for me to experience getting attacked by anything from the air sooner than 4 minutes. So that's a drone that could be mining for the last minute and another couple ones too on top of that. So 2 early Spores. Better than no Spores at all. Like I'm going to say, definitely get static defense at the lower levels, but just try to make sure your timings are a little bit better if you can think about it when everything else is going on. Meanwhile, over here, we've got a factory on the way. Double barracks, though. Feels very Marine tank out of Dabin. And then Q is just starting to make Zealots. He's going for +1 on those dudes. Cybernetics core is done. He's expanding. Would be really good here is a Twilight Council and a bunch of charge lots. Charge lots are OP at the lower levels because they're so hard to handle. Especially for Zerg. For a bunch of charge lots to show up at like the 5.5, 6 minute mark, it's just like, you have to have Roaches. They have to be packed into these little narrow areas between the mineral lines and your hatcheries and lairs and stuff. And then you can hold it. But man, anything else is really hard to hold. Hydralisk down on the way. He does have a lair, which I'm happy about. He hasn't fully saturated the second extractor yet. And he's sitting at 27 workers, which is actually more than anybody else. I'm kind of surprised by that. The Protoss alone should have more workers than that, but he did one base it. Okay, that's fine. It is a Twilight Council. Okay, so we're going to see a bunch of charge lots here, which are fantastic, honestly, against Hydras. Great against Roaches out in the open, and fantastic against Zerglings. Bad against Banes. But I'm not sure that Banes trade economically enough against this type of a build to really be good enough. Hanaru is working on Marine production. He's got one factory. He does have an expansion, which is nice, although so does Dabin here. So I think Dabin is ahead of Hanaru, just in that his base is, well, I guess his base is done for a little bit longer. He's got more production facilities. He got a second factory, which he's not using to build anything yet. Just production facilities are now coming up from Hanaru, so his build seems a little bit wonky, but he's got the double gas. His expansion is done. His worker count is 31 right now, which is great. He's actually in the lead as far as workers are concerned. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times we have to say this, but just continue making workers and continue making supply, okay? So it's going to be overlords and drones. It's going to be SCVs and supply depots. That's going to be probes and pylons. If you're Protoss, tell me you're getting Blink? What? Q? Q, 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 Q. Did you misclick? Did you misclick Q? You have so many zealots. And you're getting blink. You're not even making any stalkers right now. He's not chrono boosting his workers. The chrono is pretty high on each of these bases, especially his main. Does he not know about chrono boost? That would be problematic if he didn't know about chrono boost. Q maybe has some things to learn, but third base is done for Big Smokes. Happy about that. 43 workers at 5 minutes is honestly not terrible for this level. You generally do want to be hitting closer to 50 or 60, especially if you've been left entirely alone for the first 5.5 minutes. But I'm not going to complain about 45 from him. Not at all. His macro is actually pretty good. So maybe he does. Maybe he does know what he's doing a little bit here. Again, he got his extractor a little bit early, but he did use the gas to go for a lair. He is floating a bunch of gas here, 600 or so. But again, he's going for Vipers and he's going for Hydras, and that's a gas-heavy composition. Hanaru's taking an expansion here at the gold. It's very sneaky. I don't think anybody knows about it at all from the other side of the map. I don't think they've even scouted. Yeah, Team Joker here has not even scouted anything. No scans, no observers, no probes running about trying to see what's going on, and that will get you killed in games too if you don't scout at all. So, I mean, like, send a Reaper over, but Dabin seems to be just tanking up here, turtling up here. I love this skin for these Marines. That's a great looking skin. Yeah, look at those dudes. Little bubble helmets. Like Norelco shavers on the back. It's the 3 dots. It's the new iPhone design. Haha. Pop culture references here in StarCraft. Going for double cyclone is... Who's doing that? Dabin's doing that. All right, man. So he's kind of playing the Maru style of everything. Some bios, some mech. Maybe get some Ravens in here too. Some Banshees would be cool. If you allow your opponents to take a gold base without even trying to stop it at all, you're going to have a bad time. So it's 66 and 89 supply for Team Captain America. 66 and 58 supply for Team Joker. With Dabin kind of falling apart here. He's got production, but he's not using it for anything right now. He's almost supply blocked, but he is building some supply depots, so that's a good deal. We're getting charge, man. Hey, charge is on the way. All right, so we got around to it. Infestation pit is on the way from Hanaru. And yeah, I mean, this is a pretty patient into the void game, which they can be. But as far as 2v2 goes, this is just incredibly slow. No attacks have happened yet. We're 7.5 minutes into it. Aspire is on the way from Big Smokes. He's at 64 workers on 3 bases. Is he fully saturated on all 3 of his bases effectively? Yeah, he is. Looking good, man. 3 minutes, or 3 bases at 750. 62 workers is nice. Got to replace them drones, though, as you're making buildings out of them. You got to keep that in mind. You always want to be replacing the drones. Although it looks like he was making them for the express purpose of turning them into buildings, or finding drones that were not used anymore. See how this is oversaturated at 13 out of 12. You could grab one of these drones and make something and not really cost anything in economy. So who, what, where, when, and why? Where are we going? Where are we going with this stuff, ladies and gentlemen? We moving? We got the charge, we got the blink, we got some observers. Now, the key here, unfortunately, for Q is if you're not going for a charge law at all in, going mass gateway units is actually bad. You're going to want to sprinkle some Immortals in here. Some Colossus are actually pretty great at the lower levels too. Carriers are also pretty popular in team games if you're Protoss, but just this gateway army does not scare me as a Zerg player. Kind of scares me a little bit as a Terran just because those Zealots are really tanky and they're hard to deal with a bunch of bio. And by that I mean, where's your army guy? Here it is. That is, wow. Hanaru's army is not great. It is 800 supply. Dabin's is at 802. And Big Smokes is sitting at 1400. And Q's at 11. So yeah, Big Smokes, he talked a big game, and he's backing it up. He's got a bunch of Hydralisks here. I don't know how he would have handled an early attack, but he didn't have to worry about it. So in the end, it's fine. Dude, Hanaru has the economy of all economies, or he should. He's on 4 bases right now at 9.5 minutes. Which, I don't know, again, should be on 4 bases in a regular match, but into the void, that's pretty impressive. Big Smokes has a 4th hatch that's about to pop now. And 3 bases for the Protoss, just now warping in. Dabin needs to expand. Dabin needs to have a gianter army than he does now. But he's in 37 SCVs, which is just not enough. He's not even fully saturated on both of his bases here. He's close, but he really needs a 3rd. I think those were Cyclones that wandered into tank fire. Maybe it was. Muta Hydra is here. Where's the Viper side of it? Greater Spire in production here, too, from Big Smokes. And, ooh, Hanaru's expanding to the other gold base. Okay. Alrighty, then. Yeah, this Hydralisk army against a pure Gateway army is pretty fantastic. If Q and Dabin can work together, though, they can handle this. That's what team games generally should be about, is working together. If you can't work together, you're going to lose more often than not. A lesson that must be learned sometimes and relearned over and over. But Vipers are on the way from Big Smokes. He's also getting a ton of upgrades. This expansion is in trouble. The Muta is just kind of moving over here. And what can shoot up? There's Marines. There are Cyclones. There are Stalkers. I'm not sure these Mutas are actually okay, ladies and gentlemen. They are getting absolutely picked out of the sky right now. The Hydras are doing a little bit better against this composition. The Mutas do retreat after losing a few of their number at the very least. And yeah, Hanaru's attempt at taking the other gold base does get shut down and not canceled. Just straight up killed here. So yeah, the Hydra Muta not doing a lot. The Vipers really needed to make this happen. With Blinding Cloud is pretty fantastic in the situation. Abducting an Immortal, not bad either. Hey, look, abducting an Immortal. That's what we're talking about. Big Smokes making it happen, guys. Also, those tanks. Oh, the abducts on the tanks. Dude, using spellcasters and Into the Void. Who are you? What is happening right now? What is your APM? I'm checking. 90 on average. 150, 160 when things are intense, though. So not horrific. I don't know. Big Smokes feels like he needs a promotion. All right, so the tank actually getting some free shots off here. Doesn't have any kills yet. But just softening up those Hydralisks to make the future engagements better. Yeah, these tanks, man, are doing some work here. These high ground tanks, some low ground tanks from Hanaru trying to help out, which is cool. It's fine. Hanaru sitting on 5,000, 1,700 on the resources. Q doing similar things with his resources. Big Smokes at 5,000, 1,500, which is generally how this works. If you want to be an incredible StarCraft player or get better at it, spend your money while attacking. I understand it takes a lot of effort to focus on your attack. I do the same thing. I forget to go back home and produce things while there's an intense standoff going on, but that's how you win, is you can lose an engagement, and if you're macroing while your opponent is not macroing, you can actually lose an engagement and then win the next one and counterattack and win. So keep that in mind. Dabin here is finally taking a third base at 12 minutes, which again is just too late. You really want to expand faster than that in Legacy of the Void. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Big Smoke took this base and haven't done anything with it at all. Should really start transferring some drones over. This is oversaturated by 4 at the main base. Maybe start moving from stuff from this third base too, as it seems oversaturated at the same time. I don't know where these overlords are going. Are they patrolling? These are patrolling overlords? Interesting patrol pattern there. So, Zerg army pretty scary. 179 here. Hanaru's at 164. Where the heck is his army, though? How does he have 164? Handful of tanks, Marines, Marauders, a Liberator. I guess he has, some full medevacs over here. Okay, that helps. That helps get the numbers added up in my head. Anyway, not that I'm great at adding numbers in my head. Anyway, another abduct. This Viper doesn't have any kills, but should get credit for the abducts leading to death. Look at that, pulling tanks into tank lines. I'm loving that kind of cooperation. That's beautiful. Dude, just kill the Vikings. Oh, hang on, hang on. The Viper's kind of moving into this. No, the Mutalisks on top of the Stalkers here, not great. Got some medevacs overhead. The Hydras are trading pretty darn well against these Stalkers for sure. The Mutas on the backside are doing a little... Nope, they're not doing very well at all. The Hydras... Hydra's doing great. Mutas are gone. Tanks firing on these Hydralisks too. Big old drop inside the main base. Hanaru getting a lot of stuff done here in Dabin's main. He's going after starports. He's going after production facilities in general. And yeah, technically lost that battle, but the center is still held by Team Captain America, and that's what really matters here. He is making 14 Hydras at a time. Still has a pretty big bank. And that's what injects are for here. Oh, the medevacs flew in. The medevacs flew in and got picked off. There was not enough army to stop this. And Hanaru, I think he might just kind of killed the dude. Although, hey, look, remember how Colossus are good? Are you moving these Colossus? Are you moving these Colossus or just moving these Colossus, Q? Ooh, full medevac picked out of the sky. That is one of the things that makes me just, even though I main Zerg and I don't like Terran all that much, watching a full medevac go down is just like, ouch. All right, so Q got a third base at a pretty decent time. Has no sign of a fourth base whatsoever. I mean, this is a fairly hard map to expand to. You really want to expand to this top side if you can. But Hydra's attacking on in, and guess what? There are Colossus now. Which means your Hydras are not a super great idea. As it turns out, just blinking on top of them, wiping them out. Colossus doing some work there. 5 kills and 3 kills in totality. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to still be making Hydralisks here, but alright. Maybe you do. Maybe you can just overwhelm at this stage of the game. Zerg player still doing nothing with his 4th. Which, if nothing, again, transferring workers would be great. He's got 15 workers at his main that are just 15 when he needs 2. That is mined out. That is a mined out base. So tank's firing on in. Dude, going in there by yourself is not good. Do you have any help at all from Dabin? Or he's down to 33 SCVs. He has a small army here, but it is not looking good. It is not looking good for Dabin here. Not even a little bit. Mule gets called down to repair that supply depot. It's not really what you'd be wanting to be doing here, but that's okay. Yeah, this siege army isn't super, like, game over-y, but it's pretty scary. Hanaro's at 172 supply. I don't know where it is. This is not 172 supply worth of army. He's got 70 SCVs. He's not crazy making SCVs here. What do we have? 32 Marines. Okay, maybe that helps. 10 tanks, 2 Liberators. I don't know how this is 180 supply for Hanaru. I'm actually honestly confused by this. Very patient siege, though, from Hanaru. Liberators up to take down tanks on the high ground, and then attacking up a ramp, which is not generally really a great idea, but... Oh, wow, this is why. All your bio is packed onto that ramp, and that tank is firing on that ramp. He's got 10 kills. He's not taking fire from anybody right now. Stimming forward, the tank does get taken down. Colossus wiping up this ground army. Stalkers helping there too. Woo! Colossus doing work. 9 kills, 4 kills, and 5 kills. Big Smokes has left the game. What? Big Smokes was like, I lost all my Hydralisks to these overpowered Colossus. I'm done. Dude, you have 4 bases. You've got 63 workers. You had a bank. Hanaru's got 23,000 minerals and 6,000 gas right now that he can work with. That's so many resources. Hanaru! Follow it up. He's producing stuff right now. 1 Marine, 1 Marauder, and a tank at a time. How is he only producing that few things right now? Is he supply blocked? No, he's not. Make more stuff, dude. This is really scrappy, though. This Liberator's done some things, too, as far as zoning out. For the most part, Viking flies in. Not A-moved, by the way. And takes out the Liberator, which is nice. Stalker's blinking up. Dude, this is crazy. Is Team Joker going to win this thing? I'm looking at it. These Colossus seem pretty hard to deal with from these lower-level players, which is totally understandable. Totally understandable. I mean, the answer for the Zerg player was Corruptor. If you just have Corruptors, sure. Also, Abducts are fantastic against Colossus if you have a ton of Hydras. I don't know where that was. I'm not sure if the Vipers didn't have enough energy to do so. I can't believe this game is still going on. I thought it was done, but... Alright, so lesson of this game, as far as why Big Smoke's tapped out and why they didn't win, right, is attacking up a ramp is a very dangerous proposition, especially for Zerg and for Terran with bio. Okay, if you're just packed on a ramp, you're taking tons of fire. You can just get killed by a lot of stuff that does splash damage when you're packed in there. And when you're packed in, the rest of your buddies down at the bottom of the ramp can't attack anything. So it's just getting stuck in a ramp with everybody kind of milling around doing nothing at the bottom is a very scary situation. Q expanding, finally, about time. He's like, I'm actually getting mined out at this 3rd base, and I got very little left anywhere else. So time to expand. You should tell Dabin to expand too. Hey, Dabin, expand, mon frere. Hanaru is actually getting mined out at his bases. This income isn't, there's nothing here. Yeah, there's a bunch of Hydras that Big Smokes make before he left, and they need to be part of this army. He needs to bring them over. Not doing it. I think he's just ignoring Big Smoke's participation in this game. If he just moved a bunch of these drones over, say 15 or 16 of them, to this 4th base, that'd help his income. If he took these gases, that'd be really useful too. I don't know, man. Hanaru did force a cancellation on that 4th base of Q. That's massively big. I just think if Q went for a massive charge lot army, he would just win right here. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you otherwise. Yeah, I mean, Q's army supply is just... Brr. Is he not A-moving? Why is he move commanding on top of Terran? Because this is Into the Void, and crazy things happening Into the Void. Hanaro tries to fly orbital command over here. That's not going to happen at all, it turns out. It is +1/+1 for the Protoss. We got 2/2 for Davin for his bio, as well as +1 vehicle and +2 ship and vehicle plating. And then Hanaru is at +2 attack and +1 armor for his infantry. Don't attack into tanks, please. That will not go well for you. This is a mined out base anyway. If you just keep them from expanding and you guys expand, you can win this. Okay, alright. That's good. The tanks on the high ground are problematic. Honestly, some immortals would be pretty fantastic in the mix here, but not really happening all that much. So, he made like unimmortal, didn't he? Then it got abducted and killed, and he was like, well, that's enough of that. He made 2. I think both of them died really early, and he was like, not interested. 3 Thors at a time in production from Davin. I don't know that Thors are what you want versus these tanks. They do bonus versus armored, and they're really ranged when compared to Thors. So, SCV's up here trying to transfer into a base, trying to long distance mine, and Hanaru doing the smart thing, trying to put some pressure on. If you sit back in a situation where you're 2-1, you're going to die. You need to be aggressive if you can. Anyway, and yeah, man, look at this. He's going to kill this base. Hanaru is trying to one-man band this thing. He's still not maxed out, despite the fact that he has a giant bank. He is making 5 Marines at a time, though, which is nice. His stutter step is not too bad, actually. Kind of like it. He just decides to head on out. He could probably boost with this, but why boost out when you can get picked off by Blinkstalkers from below? Alright, so Hanaru is expanding down here without recognizing that he can take these drones, have them mined from this, and really have a giant boost to his economy. I love the Colossus. I just do. I think they're doing fantastic work here. There's really nothing to stop them other than this handful of tanks that are here. Oh, hang on. Hold. No. Q. Why? Dude, I can't right now. Why attack into a giant tank line like that? And Q's out. Q's army is done. Hanaru holds out because the other team decided to attack it into an incredibly entrenched position. Some probes from Q are wandering about over this way. I don't know what they're doing. Are they here to attack stuff, maybe? I don't know. I don't know that what I've seen from Davin means that he can win this game against Hanaru. I think Davin is the inferior player, unfortunately, in this particular game. I mean, ton of income coming in from Q here. Davin has some decent resources. He is making 3 Thors at a time. Why is he still making Thors? They didn't do a lot for you in that last battle, man. Once again, he just wants a 4th base, and Hanaru is like, no, how about you not have a 4th base at all? Liberators setting up defender mode zones and dying before they get well, more than a couple shots off anyway. And bam, Hanaru solos that win after his teammate left like 10 minutes ago. Woo! Hanaru gets it. Technically, Big Smokes is credited for a win there, and Q and Davin are out. Woohoo! That was fun. That was a really fun 2v2. Hanaru makes it happen. He never had huge armies, man. If he had a big, scary Marine Marauder medevac army, it would have been a lot different of a game, but that's why it's Into the Void. He didn't have the big, scary army all at one place in the same time, and did what he could here. Again, denying Davin his attempt at getting a 4th base consistently there was great. Making sure that Q's 4th base was denied once, and then shutting it down later here, too. And then I just got lucky, really, attacking his his opponents, rather, attacking into this tank line and just getting obliterated. This tank didn't even die. 9 kills. That one seems new. 5 kills and 8 kills on that one. This guy is new to the party for sure, too. But yeah, it's map awareness. Recognize this is mined out. There is no reason, none, to attack into this position. Do some scans, send some observers over, find this base and kill that while defending this one. Make him attack up your ramp. Right? That's what you got to do. Make him attack up your ramp. If he tries to take this base, then try to shut it down, sure. But attacking to take down a base that is already mined out is a horrible strategic decision. And I really think that's what cost this game. I mean, there's a million other things that could have done better, right? But when it comes down to it, it was the team with 2 players decided to attack into an entrenched tank position for no reason. right? I don't think he's even necessarily A moving either. Like, I was watching that battle. I don't know if that was happening, but +2 vehicle attack for Hanaru, +2 armor there makes them especially effective. The Protoss was sitting on +1/+1 again, just out upgraded without question. So let's look at resources lost here: 29,000 and 25,000 for Team Joker, only 19 and 16 for Team Captain America. Again, Big Smokes didn't lose as much because he didn't make as much because he left like 10 minutes ago. You'll figure he lost 58 Hydras, 27 Mutalisks because he decided he was done. On the other side, Q made lost 127 Stalkers, all 7 of his Colossus. 26 Zealots went down, 65 Marines for Devin Rossi, and 96 for Hanaru. Lost their lives here. A bunch of tanks got killed too, 5 Thors. All right, so really fun stuff. Really good edition of Into the Void here. Hope you were entertained. Hope you're able to learn some things too about StarCraft and improve, right? We're here to learn things and get better at ladder and better at team games because team games are fun. All right, that's going to be it from me then today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. All at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on. Looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you, the planets and stars. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove,